I eat meat, but I'm not a carnivore.
Okay,
even
cool. So you've got...
people, they think I'm on a carnivore diet, even though I never talk about my diet on my channel ever, not really. But they assume that I'm carnivore, I eat nothing but meat, but that's not true. I eat omnivore.
Okay, so you're an omnivore. Okay. So the only improvement that I would suggest to that ongoingly for your long-term health, your longevity, all of that kind of stuff would be to move closer to carnivore if you possibly can. So that's the first thing to understand. So if you want someone to talk to you sensibly about your health, the last person in the world you want to talk to is a medical doctor.
I may not be a doctor or a senior scientist, but last time I checked, high cholesterol essentially builds up plaque in your arteries. When your arteries start clogging up, it restricts blood flow, and restricted blood flow can lead to a heart attack.
So you can stop your production of cholesterol anytime there's too much. And in fact, anytime there's too much, you can dump it out through the feces.
What Bart Kay is suggesting makes absolutely no sense. For those of you who are new around here, a carnivore diet contains animal products only. It is plant-free, and in its most extreme form, it includes only meat and water. As many of you probably know already, meat has literally zero fiber, and fiber is vital to have regular bowel movements. It seems that many carnivores do have problems with their bowel movements.
And this was an issue that Jackson had. He's like, Drew says he doesn't poop for 5 days. Well, he's assuming that I'm constipated for 5 days, but that's not what's going on.
Do you not poop for 5 days?
If I go 100% meat, no milk, basically meat and water, yeah, I'll go like 5 days.
The honest to God truth, the reason that I quit, why I quit carnivore, is I did not have a bowel movement in 8 days. And I can just picture myself, like if, you look at those cartoons where it always shows like the guy and it's showing you, I don't know, like the digestive thing, and, he's sitting there and you're like looking at an x-ray or something, you're seeing the body. I just felt like I was just packing up to where it was like coming out of my throat.
If Shar does embark on a carnivore journey, hopefully she won't become constipated, but rather have the Joe Rogan experience.
It's weird. I'll tell you one thing. I do not trust my butthole at all. When I feel a fart coming on, I'm like, oh, this could be a disaster. I've had rocketing diarrhea.
From meat? That's
from all meat, yeah.
But there is a lot of people in my family that have like so-called high cholesterol, but nobody's ever had a heart attack, and nobody, like some people, they do get statins, but they don't actually take them. They just get the prescription, but they don't actually take it. So I don't know. Like no one's ever had a heart attack in my family that I know of. Like that's just never happened.
There you go. So in your family, you have high cholesterol, and you don't have a problem specifically with your heart health. Is anybody hugely overweight or diabetic in your family?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And even with those comorbidities, they still aren't expressing the heart disease they really should be.
They're living super old, and they have more energy than I did when I was a vegan. But they got diabetes and they're big.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
But no heart attack. No one's had a heart attack yet. So I don't know.
The thing that you're told is absolutely going to happen. If you don't get this cholesterol down, you're going to have a heart attack. You look at your closest relatives.
This is purely anecdotal. Even according to Bart Kay's hierarchy of evidence, anecdotes are still fairly weak. But jokes aside, this is truly horrible advice. Shar's family has a history of poor health, such as diabetes and heart disease. In my opinion, this is pure luck. She should not be gambling with her health based on anecdotes.
You can't rely on these mammograms that throw in your age, your gender, your ethnicity, family members with heart attacks, your cholesterol reading, your level of obesity, etc., and say your risk is beep, 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 computer says 2.6 or whatever. That's just utter nonsense.
In the land of the carnivores, everything is backwards. Don't listen to the science, but instead rely heavily on anecdotes from online weirdos. Despite Vegan Deterioration's silly videos, I do hope she gets a second opinion from, an actual doctor who believes in science. I do hope that she can get her health back on track, because hopefully when her health gets back on track, she'll stop being, a miserable little twat.